Hello and welcome to the Monster Painter. This time somebody has sent me a Longer LK5 Pro 3D printer to review. Wow, why would anyone do that?
You summoned me, master!
Yes, my goals of conquest continue unabated, but I have some concerns. My plans must be foolproof.
Well, why not test them on a fool?
Yes, excellent suggestion. But which fool?
Well, how about the monster painter? He's a pretty big fool.
Yes, of course, my old nemesis, the monster painter. Send him a Longer LK5 Pro 3D printer. If that clown can get it running, anyone can, and I will soon rule the RPG and wargaming industrial complex. Go, make it so.
By your command.
Alright then, so what is in the box? It turns out the good people of Longer have sent me a free Longer LK Pro 3D printer to review. Oh boy! I don't know if they or I really know what we've gotten ourselves into. When it comes to 3D printers, I am a total noob. And complex mechanical devices like this are miles outside of my comfort zone. Mercifully, the Longer LK Pro comes 90% assembled out of the box. And what a box! This thing is brilliantly packaged, sturdy and stable, but a breeze to get out. With that being said, let's get this beast put together. Now, I was absolutely terrified of putting this complex device together. Mercifully, it came with a step-by-step guide, a guide that is much easier to follow than anything GW puts in their model kits. I also watched a whole bunch of videos on YouTube detailing this thing's assembly, and in the end, it was not that hard to build and tune up. While well outside my comfort zone, it is a very doable project for those of us who are less mechanically inclined. Honestly, if I can get this thing together, anyone who takes their time and keeps their patience will be able to assemble this printer without much fuss or muss. And doesn't she look pretty all assembled up? I feel like I haven't put together a 3D printer, but rather I have built a terrain building robot. She has an all-metal integrated design with dual tie rod supports for stable high precision printing, a huge build size, 300 by 300 by 400 millimeters, almost 1 foot by 1 foot by more than 15 inches. That is huge. She has an open source motherboard equipped with 3 sets of TMC2208 ultra silent chipsets, which means she promises to be nice and quiet. You can resume printing if you run out of filament or there's a power disruption. She also has a carborundum glass print bed, so the prints stick while they're printing and pop off the bed once it's cool. All that is awesome, but I have read my fair share of 70s sci-fi, and this is definitely not the robot girlfriend I was promised. Alright, my 3D terrain printing robot is all assembled, and while it was way outside my comfort zone, it was a lot easier to put together than this elaborate Games Workshop terrain model kit. I would say it was at least 5 times easier to put together than this nightmare here. And that being said, this thing here, with shipping and duties, will cost 5 times as much as this Games Workshop model kit. Of course, it has all the potential to create a whole bunch of terrain. And I'm quite excited to get that part of the project started. But of course, one thing is definitely true. I'm going to need to put it on a more stable table. This folding table that I use as a work table is completely inappropriate for my new robot buddy. So the robot is going to need a home, and I have to dig out a spot for her. This table has been essentially a storage shelf for far too long. Cleaning it up is an excellent illustration of why I don't need more of this kind of stuff. But too bad, me and my robot are going to start making a whole lot of tabletop gaming goodness. It's time to start the robot up, and look at that, it started! The touchscreen monitor is a real gem, nice, clear, and easy to use. And of course, the first thing I have to do is go through the process of leveling the bed. It is the crucial first step that must be done properly if this robot is ever going to print up cool terrain and fulfill her destiny. If you're a noob to this like myself, you are going to want to print a thing called a Beni first. It's a little tugboat model that is on the micro SD card that comes with the printer. It is designed to show how well calibrated the printer is and what adjustments you might need to make. If you get this printer, make sure to get a spool of PLA filament as well. The sample that came with the printer ran out before the Beni was finished, and I had to get some more before I could complete my first print. So, after a couple of missteps, a minor amount of struggle, and a brand new spool of robot food, PLA printer filament, I did it. I printed a Beni. And yes, I am proud of myself. And what a Beni it is. All the details are crisp, the overhangs and the bridging is good. I am sure the printing pros could point out all sorts of flaws, but for me, this is fantastic. It is a testament to the quality and the design of this Longer LK5 Pro 3D printer that a jackass like myself could produce a first print of this quality. Hats off. But I didn't go through this process to make a little boat that isn't even the right scale for 28mm tabletop gaming. It's time to print up some terrain. So I headed over to Thingiverse online and got a couple of free STL files, starting with this Barbarian Tent. See, I have a Frostgrave game coming up, and the scenario calls for a Barbarian Tent. It's not a mind-blowing model or anything, but it's definitely going to get the job done. After that, I printed up a couple of barrels because I love barrels, and these two barrels are really fantastic. I am getting very excited seeing all the potential terrain and dungeon furniture that is available to print out there. There is a lot of stuff that my 3D printing robot is going to be able to make for my tabletop, and I am excited. And here it is, all painted up and ready for this week's game of Frostgrave. It painted up nice and quickly, and I'm very pleased with the results. This tent is really going to help the particular Frostgrave scenario come to life, and I couldn't be more excited.
Oh no, this is terrible! If the Monster Painter has a 3D printer, it means the end of handmade tabletop crafts. And I'm very fond of handmade things. I hardly think that's the case. The Monster Painter will still be making terrain and models out of junk he finds at the thrift store and all the other fun things like the model kits and whatnot. So no need to worry there.
Okay, sure, but aren't those printers awfully noisy?
No, the printer does make some noise. Too much noise to record sound for a YouTube video, for example. But hardly enough noise to disturb my afternoon nap, which is very important.
Well, alright, but isn't one of those 3D printers like having a sexy
Girlfriend.
Well, it's true, 3D printers do require maintenance. But let's hope that this LK5 Pro really puts out.
And you know what? This 3D printing robot really is putting out. Just look at this heaping pile of terrain she managed to print over the weekend. A fantastic set of great-looking models. The files were all free to download on myminifactory.com, and they are all by Makers Anvil, who is definitely becoming my new favorite designer. Great stuff. Now get ready for the monster fight. This battle pits a savage, violent Minotaur, an early Reaper model cast in metal, versus his own mortality, a later Reaper model also cast in metal. The match is set. Let's see what the dice have to say. Well, would you look at that? Once again, proving there's only one direction for all of us. And in the ultimate battle that every one of us must face, mortality has once again triumphed over savagery. Plenty more 3D miniature printing fun is on the way. Remember to like,
Comment.
subscribe, and ring the bell. Ring the bell!